Hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to do another greed run because I got some questions on Discord recently about the greed run stuff, so I feel like I'll do a greed run now and kind of see what we can make of it. So for greed run, I want to start with Bow of Greed. It gives us piggy bank plus 4%. This basically means every time we go up a new floor, so we go from the first room of an act to the second room, vice versa, and we just keep going up different rooms. We're going to gain a percentage of our held coins as interest into just gain it, basically. So if we run the 4% piggy bank from Bow of Greed, plus the relic here, demon piggy bank, and get another 8%, that's 12% piggy bank, which is pretty darn good. And then we have a bunch of gold bonus, which obviously scales into that as well. Got the greed bonus here, and then we're going to take Almighty as well to push the greed bonus even further, and then we have 3 left over, so I'm going to take these broken wings, nope, the scavenge map, there we go, for even more greed, and we're just going to go in with this and just be greedy, and yeah, just see how much money we can get. Now generally, if you want to min-max greed, you want to take as many combat rooms as possible. You generally earn more money from combat rooms than you do event and treasure rooms, but experience scaling wise, it's no different. I like to go puncture type builds because of the fact, since we're running greed type artifacts and not spending money too much until we get to certain points where we're earning more than we're spending from greed, puncture makes it so the power shot bonus, you're still relatively DPS heavy since you're going to be piercing targets and getting damage that way. So yeah, that's my main reason for playing puncture. Plus, we're going to be kiting a bit and not really wanting to loot stuff when we have over 100% scavenge, since with 100%, well, with more than 100% scavenge, you actually gain more for the stuff that's left on the floor at the end of the fight than you do during the fight. So, for that reason, we're going to be trying to avoid looting as much as possible until the end of the room, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to be looking for anything that has greed on it and buying it. If it doesn't have greed, we're going to basically avoid it unless it gives us some sort of money income. We're going to go and take literally every fight room we can. This might be a longer video. This is a great axe. Axe of Greed gives us greed and swift, which is perfect. Take Reaper's Scythe. The gift from the gods today isn't that great, so it's not really that impactful to this. Like, the extra 5% swift would have been nice. I should have probably put it on, but I'll probably do a god speed run at some point and utilize it. But yeah, there's no real benefit to doing a greed run over, say, just playing the game normally. But, you know, see how much money you earn by the time you get to, like, the last boss or something. Could be fun. I'll make sure to avoid looting as much as possible, so we try and stick to the edges. Trying to not be right on the edge, because if an enemy spawns on the edge, you will take damage whilst they're spawning in because of collision. And yeah. We'll go like this. We'll take Ice Arrow upgrade. Just try to get anything S ranked, really. Nothing fantastic in here, so we skip. And then we go to the elite fight, and now this is where we're probably going to have to run a lot, because we don't even have a single skill S-ranked, and there's going to be elites everywhere. Definitely take this, though. Yeah. Look, our damage is already struggling. But if you wanted to play this properly, or play this to its fullest potential of actually being useful in a run, and not just me, look how much money I managed to gather type thing, you could technically do it so you don't spend money until you get till the first boss, and basically start living off the interest value of piggy bank alone. Like, if we consider how much interest we're going to be getting soon, you start earning so much that you basically be able to buy relic artifacts and still have a bunch of money, and then just spend all your money later, sort of thing. We'll take the greed synergy, so we get even more bonus here. Take poison arrow. Refresh. Take this to reduce our loot range. We don't want loot range because obviously that'll counteract our scavenge, really. Take this for the enemy respawn. Enemy respawn is nice. We have 20k currently. Haven't been keeping too much of an eye on how much we're getting, but try to fill this up if we can. The cooldown reduction is definitely going to help with this. Yeah, ideally you'd get something like Poison Arrow S-ranked. Poison Arrow is probably the best puncture skill in the game when it comes to single target damage, which if things line up in front of you, it's very, very good. And then probably Sword Beam next would be like your 2 ideals. And yeah, we'll go like that. And yeah, if we get the magnetic salvage item, then it's actually very, very good, because then we can start picking up magnets to get some of this experience on the floor, so that way we can actually level during the rooms as well. Take Sword Beam. Sword Beam is probably the best AoE puncture skill there is. Oh, the minus 4% gold bonus was a mistake there. We'll refresh this. Refresh this as well. That'd be great. Head into the next fight. So this video will probably be a little bit longer than what I'd like, just because we are going to be taking so many combat rooms, which just adds basically 2 minutes per room on average. Which is obviously not ideal from someone like me. If you watched my settings video that's going to be coming out before this one, you would understand that simply uploading videos is a lengthy process for me because my internet sucks. So, yeah. It's not really something I can help in this general area, though. I do technically have the best internet for my area. But, yeah, an 8-minute video is like 3 hours of... we'll take the scavenge increase. It's like 3 hours of uploading. Which, the benefit of that is I can kind of stockpile these run ideas together. Definitely taking this. I can basically stockpile run footage like back to back and have stuff in preparation. See, I'm going to spend money here just to get this because it gives us scavenge and it's giving us an extra greed. So we'll go up to 7% more gold bonus and we'll get a 5% price reduction for the future. So we're going to earn a bunch of money from that. We can take this event, spam the top option for the hat, sword beam level, up into the thing here, and you can see like if I exit here now, this is what we should do before we spend any money here, is just exit here because this counts as finishing the room, so then we get the interest from piggy bank. Bam, we got an extra 10,000. Take this sword beam level, take the sword beam level. We go back into the camp now and check what it has on offer. This is quite nice, but I don't want to take the 10% price increase. I know it recommends it, but that's mainly because it gives luck. We will refresh twice instead and hope to see something good. Antique coin is a fantastic find, and so is this, so we can take both of these for relatively cheap. And as you can tell, we still have a bunch of interest left over. We could pick up the fangs here. It's very good damage increase, but ultimately I don't really want to be spending that much money on that when we could just find it naturally. Let's check Talia real quick, refresh twice. Nope, nothing great. Reynard. We'll take the elite torch. There is method behind that madness. Leave the camp and we'll go to the boss. The elite torch is so we can change a fight later into being an elite fight if we wish, which will give us more money than if it was like a normal fight or something. Yep. Keep going. Use our SP skill to knock enemies away. And as you can tell, the damage isn't great, and that's just because I'm not spending money really on damage artifacts. If you, instead of doing what I just did, was to spend all that money on buying the damage artifacts, you'll be able to do damage whilst also, you know, doing this. But the damage isn't going to be too bad. Once we get Sword Beam S ranked, Sword Beam does do very good damage and pierces a lot of targets, so it gets a lot of value from Power Shot. So as we're cutting bosses like this, we'll get quite a bit of damage coming out. Yep. Well, on our second loop around in a second, we'll be able to go pick up that cooldown. Trying to leave all that in the middle of the room. Make sure to just skirt by and pick up some of this stuff. Right, we're about to get cooldown, so what I'm going to do is pick up the cooldown and then iframe here. Knock the boss to 50%. We got hit, that's unfortunate. Thought I pressed dash again, but I didn't. That's unfortunate. Okay, and then we just kite out. And yeah, we're doing decent damage once we have the cooldowns right up. So we'll take Sword Beam here. We will take the Greed Synergy Break, because we're currently at 9. So, get more value out of it. Just do some damage. Fight back over here. Cool. Come up and price. Okay, it's dead. That's fine. We're gonna get a lot of scavenge bonus here because we killed quite a few enemies on this floor. Oh yeah, look at all that. Nice. Cool. Don't really want any of this. Don't want any of that. Take the armor piercing just so we can kill some stuff. Don't really want any of this. Well, we do, but we don't. I'll take the appetite codex though. Increase our greed a bit more. So now we have 8 greed, so we have 45% increased gold income, which is actually more. We have 47%. Don't forget we are playing on Atonement 25, so we also have the reduction from the Atonement to play against us. The reason I'm not picking these up is because you don't actually get the synergy bonus when you have multiple copies. You only get the synergy bonus for the first copy of that you pick up. So it doesn't really provide much to us when we pick up, like, the cheapy stuff. So here, for example, we could do something like this, and this is not usually something I'll ever do in a run. I don't usually like skipping my events, but we can go like this now and get more elites per 4. This was what I meant before about we can change some stuff to get more money. So technically this is going to earn us more money than we spent on it. Soul Beam is doing some good killing. I can see that number rising as it leaves off screen. See a bunch of magnets, but we don't have magnetic salvage, which is very unfortunate. Oh, we just ran into some shit, quite literally. Cool, Reaper Scythe level. Dodge the shit. It's healing. We can get stuff like Potion Mix and a magnetic salvage we'll be seeing pretty, because what actually happens there is, because we're stacking so many scavenge and greed artifacts, we're naturally getting quite a bit of luck as well, because we want to be reducing our pull range. So as we increase this luck, we'll be getting more and more health vials drop. As you can see up there, we have 25 and we already got all this. We will definitely take this though. I know I just said about the multiple copies thing, but scavenge is scavenge. Now we have 150%. We'll buy this as well. Fresh. See, I want it, but I don't want to pay for it. Like, it's a lot of money. We're gonna do it. Oh, I know. Don't scream at me. We'll go this way. We'll earn it back with interest. It's okay. Take that. It's just gonna make it so we kill more things, right? And then we get more money. Yeah, it's gonna pay for itself. Yeah. See, I'm smart. Please don't flame me. Okay. But if we get the choice to duplicate a skill, I'm actually gonna duplicate Poison Arrow if we get it S ranked, because it is better for single target, which means bosses will die faster. Sword Beam is better for AoE, so we could use that just for clearing rooms faster. But Poison Arrow is much better at single target damage. So running across the wall like this, as everything's lining up, Poison Arrow is going to pierce more and we'll get a bunch of damage. I did not even realize you could actually run behind that bolt. That's cool to know. Nice. Getting a lot of value out of that now. Fresh. Okay, nothing here that's really that great. Go down to the next elite fight. Enough a cooldown, huh? Yeah, if Lux had a greed weapon, by the way, he would be insane for this, because he starts with an extra divinity, so instead of starting with the map, you would be able to start with the magnetic salvage item instantly, which means that you could just start picking up magnets during the room and get like your scavenge bonus added to that. So for video ideas, by the way, I've been thinking, and because there seems to be a lot of people commenting, I say a lot of people, there seems to be more than average people commenting on my videos lately. I'm not quite sure why. I guess the algorithm is just kind of showing my videos places now. I'm curious if people would like me to do a video basically explaining some of the systems in the game, because there is various systems in the game that I don't think people are aware of, because I get the same sort of questions a lot. Like, my recent video that's coming out just before this one was pertaining to some of those questions, like someone thought I was modding in my speedrun because of the fact I had my settings looking a certain way. But there are other things as well, like there's debuffs that I don't think people are quite 100% aware of, like the whole wound tearing and armor break system. I don't think people know how that works. It's not that insane because people aren't going to, well, the devs have already kind of confirmed that it's kind of an idea that they scrapped partway through the process, so developing upon it is probably not going to happen, but they do exist. So I could go through and explain those systems in more detail, explain my my theories when it comes to build making and the way I build things and why I build them a certain way, and that's kind of how I end up with some of the dumb damage I have in runs, is because I utilize a lot of these systems. I kind of explained this when doing commentaries already, but I can always make a video just completely covering them if need be. Cool, let's pick up all these potions. Like, Wound Tear and Armor Break are very impactful. And don't really need an entire video to themselves to really explain, but I can lump a lot of these stuff into like one video. I don't really do editing though. That's the thing. I don't edit videos, so that sort of stuff wouldn't be in a constructed manner. It would literally just be me talking with maybe me doing a run at the same time, and I dedicate a run to showing how they work. This is very good. I'm taking that. Or I could do videos explaining how I how I managed to afford to roll all this stuff, etc. I don't know. I just know that there's been a big influx of comments and players who don't really know about a lot of the systems. Hitting that, always join the Artifact Seeker Discord, and in the Artifact Seeker Discord I'm quite active, and then we've also got the devs themselves that answer questions quite frequently, and any nuance that goes on there. Plus there's an FAQ in there, which some of the questions are already answered in there, but there's also some stuff that that's not in there, etc, etc. I would do, like, say, event guides, for example, to tell you how to get some of the achievements. But personally, I generally believe if the achievements are secret, then you shouldn't really have a guide pertaining to it, because it's like, it's a secret, right? Figure it out. But the devs have already done a Steam guide thing for that as well, so I don't really need to do that when it's already publicly available. I'll go down here. Yeah, this is basically the gameplay loop for my greed runs, in all honesty, is you basically just run in circles, avoid as much damage as possible. I love the fact that these lines stay, like, linger on the screen for longer. But yeah, you just kind of, like, run in a big circle. I think, I'm definitely just going to take this, because it's got Swift and Gallop, and we're already kiting a bunch. Damn, we're losing a lot of luck. Let's refresh. We will take... Sure, just give us time. We will take... armor's fine. Give us a little bit of defense. Take this. I will just buy the first point of that now. We're earning so much from interest that it doesn't really matter. And I'm not going to buy the expensive stuff there. Going to the next elite fight. The range increase pylon for puncture builds is actually insane, by the way. If you don't know, it gives you a bunch of range, which is obviously incredible already for stuff like Sword Beam, because it's just hitting more targets, but it also increases your projectile pierce count, which makes your power shot, because what puncture gets is this stat here, where you increases your damage for each target that it pierces. So if Sword Beam is bigger, hitting more targets on average, and piercing more, and so is all your other stuff, then, yeah, you get some pretty crazy damage suddenly as soon as you pick that up. And if a boss gets in the middle of all of that, oof, it's sitting pretty. I mean, we could just take this now, which is great. We do go into negative luck, and as I was saying earlier, I was like, oh yeah, look, we're going to get crazy amounts of luck anyway, and instead, now look at us. We are not winning the lottery anytime soon, but we are getting some good damage increase, so I'm not going to complain. I'm going to complain. Stop offering me good stuff when I don't want to buy anything. Okay, and we go to camp. And again, to say so we can keep as much interest as possible, we exit first, get the interest bonus, which is 126,000 at this point. Let's refresh. Let's see, what do we want to throw in here? We can throw in Dark Fan, and then potentially pick up Dark Sword as well. So alright, go into this room and go to Nargothr, quickly check some stuff. Nothing fantastic. This is actually fantastic. It does give us a lot of luck. 73,000, and we're earning more than 73,000 per room, so we could do this. And bang, look at that, we're scaling. Now, this is a thing that can go into endless. I don't like doing endless videos because they are very long, and as I aforementioned, an 8-minute video upload for me is like 3 hours, so you can only imagine what a 6-hour to 8-hour video of endless is going to look like for me. I would probably, you know, be uploading for a week. Yeah, and as you can tell, the damage is also nuts. Eventually, the damage is crazy. Greed runs are very powerful. We we can take this. This is the power of Puncture. Puncture does some silly stuff. We need to get the coup de grace arrow. We're taking this for the Godspeed. Godspeed is also very, very powerful. It resetting cooldowns means we'll reset this more frequently. And by the way, just to clarify, remember what I said about Sword Beam hitting more targets, so it looks like it does more on average? Well, Sword Beam in that room did 545k DPS, and Poison Arrow did 410k DPS. Poison Arrow will hit one target on average in comparison to Sword Beam hitting 6. Sword Beam fires 6 skills, meanwhile, Poison Arrow fires 12. It's very strong. It's very, very strong. If you ever want to just annihilate bosses, duplicate Poison Arrow. You will have a good time. We're gonna take absolutely nothing. I don't want to pay anything. I should have checked Reynard. Oh, I didn't check him for his torches. Also, can we just talk about how crazy this this just looks? Like, we got this perfect route here to skip absolutely every fight. But you know me, we're doing a themed run, so I'm gonna stick to the theme and take as many combats as possible. But yeah, Puncture is pretty strong. Right now, basically the reason this is doing so much damage is because we have Wound Tearing here, and what Wound Tearing does is it just makes the target take 5% more damage from all sources, and this calculates after the other stuff. So this is a separate multiplier. So basically, the calculations will end up taking your strength and stuff and adding it to the base, and then it adds on any percentile damages increases you have from stuff like, say, thinking, like Frost Skill Power, damage percent, armor piercing, etc. All that stuff gets put in together, and then Wound Tearing comes after. So although it only says 5%, it is more value than you might think. And they stack with each other, so if we had 2 skills that apply Wound Tearing, that would now be 2 sources of 5%, so it would be 10%. Once you get the spell to S rank, on some of them it goes up to 10%, this one in particular is staying at 5%. We will take Dark Fan. Dark Fan kind of goes nutty, by the way. Now remember, this is also on max difficulty, so you could be earning more money than this if you did this on, like, say, difficulty 5 or something, because right now with the Atonements on, I'm earning less gold. Don't really want any of these, but we're forced to take something, so we'll take the Scavenge. Got 156 here. And also to dispel some of the comments I had, or the conversation I had in the Artifact Seekers Discord, I would like you to look at my level right now in comparison to when I do speed runs. So I'm actually almost the exact same level that I am in speed runs, and yet I've taken more combat rooms. Events generally give around the same experience as if you took only combat rooms. The only difference is you get more money by doing combat rooms. But you can offset that by thinking about the power level you'll be getting from doing events. There's a lot of events in the game that give you a lot of... Why am I collecting all this? There's a lot of events in the game that give you powerful artifacts. Like you think about when you're doing a summon build. There's the Summoner Room, where you have to bash your head into a door or have the summon bonus and be able to just take the summon book. That is very strong, and you're guaranteeing that whenever you see that event. Whereas if you're just riding off of artifact pickups, and you're riding off of, say, the shop, you're more often than not only seeing minor percentile increases of things like loot range plus 2% or scavenge plus 3, etc, etc. This is why the power level of events and treasure chests is much higher than doing an actual fight room. Depending on your build, obviously you will have more elite kills on average. So like here, for example, we're getting free artifacts here, so we will be seeing more items. In this scenario, it is better than doing treasure chest rooms, but event rooms are still more power on average. See, like, look, this is doing nothing for us. Like, none of this applies to our damage. I mean, this technically does something for intellect, but it doesn't actually help us. We'll take it for the range increase, but generally it doesn't help us. Don't really want to reduce my luck anymore. We will take this for the loot range reduction. We'll take this for the luck. And yeah, that's basically why events are stronger. It's because of the fact, it's less time commitment in a room, less lethality towards you, same experience reward, same power level reward. It's just the gold value is lower, but obviously, if you're earning a powerful artifact, you're probably going to be having to spend that type of gold anyway on buying that artifact if it appeared in the shop. But you could actually, in theory, say events also. I should have actually mentioned this part as the main candidate to why they're also better. Yes, they're the same experience reward, but if you ever hit an event that gives you a skill level up, you're technically earning double experience effectiveness when you consider the fact that's now one less level required to get your spell to S rank, in comparison to having to do a fight room. And this is also with us making the most out of scavenge where we can. So we're actually earning more experience than you would if you were prioritizing damage relics. Try to run with the sword beam, by the way, because of the fact that it's killing stuff like pretty much as it spawns. So if it's spawning on top of me and I'm inside a sword beam, I'm less likely to actually get hit. We hit a magnet. That's sad. With 2,200 kills in that room, we didn't get a single artifact. And yeah, we're back into the shop though. Let's refresh this. We'll go buy this. That's fine. We have a lot of money. This again. We'll get the health vials on our second rotation round. Now, of course, me playing like this, it's hard to see how much damage we're actually doing, like, per hit. Because I'm just becoming the blur. The power of Godspeed. Godspeed resetting a cooldown every now and then based on the distance we travel is pretty darn good. And then hopefully it's going to be resetting our longest cooldowns, which is going to be Sword Beam and this one here that I can't remember the name of, Ruby Scythe. Generally, though, Godspeed plus Puncture is like, it's less important because of the fact we're going to be getting, like, the cooldowns are already relatively so short, but it's the amount of damage you get from Swift that's important. But if we pick up, say, Reaper's Call, then it's pretty good. Reaper's Call has a rather long cooldown and does synergize with the death aspect of Reaper's Scythe, plus also gives us more crit. But we really need to get the coup de grace if we really want to utilize all this crit we've been getting. Coup de grace comes from Annihilate, and it also comes from God-Killing Arrow, which converts excess crit over 100% into crit damage. Which obviously is very good for DPS. Oh, we're actually low on crit. Oh, we had a shrine the last time I checked. That's right, that's right. I mean, none of this really does anything for us. We could just take this for the Glut and the Pharmacist, but, I mean, might as well just take this with the Dexterity Blessing instead. We'll go over here. Nothing fantastic. Refresh. 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 There we go. God-Killing Arrow. We'll buy it. It's 87% crit now. We'll take the treasure chest. If there's anything bad in here, we can just sell it. So none of this really does anything for us, so I'm just going to sell this. 4 strength is not much in the long term. Take Dark Fan. I generally think as well, if they ever bring out an artifact that's just like gain 1% damage for each X amount of gold that you have, that would be insane, right? Like, could you imagine that? I would love to see that happen. Cool, and we come to camp. Again, remember, come out here. We have a lot of money. We actually have 4.8 million almost. And enemy respawn. Go to boss. Let's see how far we can take this. I'll turn this into an endless video if need be, but I don't have high hopes for this lasting very long because we've been skipping a lot of power. And a lot of survivability. But we can see how far we can take it. We'll start spending money from this point and see what happens. Also, look how fast we are. Cool. Alright, the boss should run over to us and evaporate, hopefully. Oh, we got grabbed by something? The heck? That was the crab. Alright, let's go pick up some of these health vials. And, you know. Jesus Christ, how far are they? Thank you. Oh, we didn't actually grab them. That's funny. There's one. There's the other. Cool. Both dead. I have a feeling Sword Beam did a lot of damage there. Because there was a lot of piercing and we were running around a lot. Oh, now you show up? Perfect. We have almost 200% scavenge. We'll pick up Crit Mask. Now that we have God-Killing Arrow, we will pick up this for the cool experience bonus. We will pick up the strength. We will pick up more scavenge. We will pick up the shield for some defense, because, like I said, let's see how far we can take this in Endless. I don't have high hopes for this going very far, because of, again, how much we've avoided to get to this point. We'll take this for the Death synergy, just to buff some of the skills we got going on here. Same as this, we'll just take this for the random stats, and we'll go. Yep, this is everything we have. Leave. Oh. Don't press escape on that screen. That happens. I thought pressing escape would just fast forward the text and then give you the option at the bottom. But no, apparently just pressing escape completely ends it. Okay. Thank you for watching, everybody. I think that was like a 4.9 million, maybe 5 million. I'll have to check back in the VOD. Greed run? Yeah. Greed's good. Greed's good.